Hey guys, my name is Jack Beckwith, and I'm a student at the University of Pennsylvania, originally from Menlo Park, California. This is my Week 3 peer assignment for the Introduction to Music Production course on Coursera. And today I'll be covering the submix, both why a producer would want to use a submix and also the signal flow involved. So I've prepared a very brief PowerPoint to go over the material, and I'll jump right into it, starting with the advantages of using a submix. So a submix enables the producer to group similar tracks together during the mixing process. Meaning, if the producer has, say, 3 different vocal tracks that are very similar to one another, he can group them together by creating an auxiliary track and manipulate them together, render effects on them that will be replicated. For instance, he has a single fader to control the volume across all 3 tracks. He simply has to set the volume on each individual track to a level he likes, and then from there on out, he simply needs to adjust the fader on the auxiliary track, reducing the time that he has to spend adjusting the volume. The submix also ensures that the addition and alteration of inserts like EQs or compressors are replicated across tracks. So he simply needs to apply an EQ or compressor to the auxiliary track, and then it's replicated. So this in turn reduces the CPU workload, and it also increases the efficiency of the producer. Instead of having to use 3 different EQs or 3 different compressors and adjust each one accordingly on those original vocal tracks, he simply has to deal with the auxiliary track. 1 EQ, 1 compressor. It's very efficient. So jumping right into the signal flow, we have 4 tracks here. We have 3 on the left, which are the original vocal tracks. I've denoted them Michael, Jackie, and Marlon. Those are 3 of the original members of the Jackson 5, one of my favorite bands. And then to the right, we have the auxiliary track. So, on the left, you see that each of these vocal tracks has none as the input, but you'll notice that each one has the same output, this vocal bus. Now, as Loudon Stearns mentioned, a bus simply takes these three tracks, condenses them into a single track, meaning that the vocal bus can then be fed as the input to the auxiliary track. Here I've denoted it vocal auxiliary. From there, the producer has the option to, say, apply an EQ, compressor, de-esser, or any of the other inserts he'd like to, which will then be replicated across the other vocals. He also can adjust the volume here using a fader. And then this whole process will be fed to the main out. And that's really the whole signal flow of a submix. Pretty straightforward. Hopefully, you've gotten something out of this lesson and you know a little bit more about submixes now. I'm really excited for the rest of the course. Make sure to give me feedback and really appreciate it. Thanks so much.